everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. What a game we have for you here. The first meeting of the year between two of the NFL's most hostile divisional rivals. This matchup always among the most anticipated games of the regular season. It's the Saints going up against the Buccaneers. So now let's head on over to rainy Raymond James Stadium in Tampa as we welcome in our announcing crew of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's something that Floridians are all too familiar with as the rain continues to fall here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Going to give this time to the tailback. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. The headshots here are the offensive unit. And what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
Breeze to throw on second down. Looking for his tight end fleeter, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alteron Werner. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now the first carry for Doug Martin. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And Jenkins is a guy in this offense that I know you like to talk about.
Absolutely love to talk about Austin Seferian-Jenkins. His ability to play in any position, whether it's as a wide receiver or as an inline tight end, his versatility, some of the best in the league.
You even gave him the full name there.
Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He is the real deal.
On second down, Martin. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. On third down, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? The play clock's running down. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rushers. Jamal Charles on the carry. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw on that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Winston now to throw on first down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it second and short. Second down and just one. Winston with a give to Martin. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a first and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets them closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Jamal Charles, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A gain of 3, second down. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
Ray Maluga competes very hard as a linebacker. Very difficult to block and keep out of the play.
Second down following the run. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Here's Breeze. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
On first and 10, here's Breeze. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Breeze now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Breeze will try again on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
So many components go into a well-executed screen pass. You've got to sell. Offensive line's got to sell like they've missed blocks, and then they move out, and they're out in front of the running back. He's got to sell that he's trying to block, and then he slips out into the route. The quarterback has to sell that maybe he's trying to throw it downfield. Instead, he slips it off to the running back, and when you get one set perfectly, you have to catch the ball, and that didn't happen on that play.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Breeze on third down. It's complete to Flainer. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And there's a nice completion to Kobe Flainer, and no one can be happier than Drew Brees.
They had Jimmy Graham for all those years, Ben Watson last year, and now coming south from Indianapolis, Flainer. And he'll get this down to about the 30-31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Here's Breeze to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kobe Flainer, his first touchdown in a Saints uniform. And the Saints, if they convert the extra point, they'll have the lead. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. They start the drive with Martin. No gain on the play there. Second down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Now a second down throw for Winston. He was trying to get it off to Jamal Charles there. And it's 3rd down. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Jarris Byrd. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So after the INT, it's Breeze. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Breeze to throw on second. Now Breeze wants the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Snap comes at 1. And now Breeze. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. This is taken at about the 14. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
That was a good, strong run there. And while it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe it's something they can build on as this game continues.
They come out here in the eye. They'll keep it on the ground, this time with Charles. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, they like to run that play there and try and run over people.
1 man in the backfield, that's Martin. Here's Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. Gerald McCoy in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Trying to lay one up deep. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
This is taken at the 23. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
A 2nd down throw for Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
7 yards remaining here on 3rd down. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And Winston lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Now, we had the fumble last week. Now, here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit. You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Charles, the lone setback. He's going to get the football. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Winston now to throw on first down. It's caught by Mike Evans. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Jameis Winston and Mike Evans came into the league 1 year apart. They're going to continue to grow together. How about their first connection in this game?
Yeah, in the first 2 seasons for Mike Evans, both over 1,000 yards. What a way to start an NFL career. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. One receiver to the left is Evans. 2nd down, Winston. Goes underneath to Martin. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. 3rd and short yardage, Winston. He's got Evans. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. First down, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So nothing separating these 2 teams as we head to the break, all square. As we will toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. The third quarter starts with a run by Martin. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Jameis to throw it. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's brought down after a good gain. Give him 30 yards there.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
They come out here in the eye. A first down carry here for Charles. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now a second down throw for Winston. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down after a good gain. Give him 30 yards there. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Winston now. This will be caught at about the 6. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come up in an offset eye. Winston backing up, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sheldon Rankins in there to sack him for a loss of 6. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Here's 3rd and goal now, back at the 11. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. 3rd and goal, Winston. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. And Aguayo's kick is good. And they will take the lead here at 12-9. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it first and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams...
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Gerald McCoy in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Now Breeze throwing on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now Breeze. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, the advantage certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now Breeze on 3rd down. He's got time, and that is incomplete.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on them all game long.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and get the running game going with Jamal Charles. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's the backup Keenum. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one, because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers have to get out and vacate. You get the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
Throwing is Keenum on third down. Eluding the pressure right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. Now a play fake here on first down. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. That'll bring up second down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
They come up in an offset eye. They give to Martin, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Calling a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left.
Here we go now.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Well, there's one you don't see often, the illegal forward pass.
And the reason we don't see it very often is the quarterback has to be totally beyond the line of scrimmage for the flag to come out. If any part of the quarterback is behind the line of scrimmage when he throws the ball, then it's not an illegal forward pass.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Breeze now on first down. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's brought down. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
They'll come out in the pistol. Shotgun now for Breeze. It's caught left side by Cooks. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Breeze to throw on second down. And Cooks has it over the middle. Call it a pickup of 7, and just like that, it's third down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. On play action, it's Breeze. Surveying the field. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's fourth down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete here. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his intended target. And it's second down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That give them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They juked him. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it's a second down. And ready now for 2nd and 9. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now Breeze throwing on second down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. William Golston in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Big sack on second down. Now the offense needs to convert here on third. On third and long, it's Breeze. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. First down. Here's the run with Martin. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down.
Here we go now.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here losing fourth quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go.
Running for it. Here's Martin. Doug Martin unable to fight for the first down. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So 2nd and 10 here. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Third down now following the completed pass. Now a play fake. Breeze. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. Back to the air. Keenum on 2nd down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
One man on the backfield, that's Martin. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Shift together here from the D-line. Keenum going to throw. And McDonald here over the middle. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Partners, a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. On 2nd down, Jamal Charles. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go now.
He'll look to throw. They set up the screen to Martin. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 14 yards there on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Delvin Breaux with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Tampa.